I caught a stranger stealing from me. The reason why made me cry. I saw him on camera 3 at 9:47 p.m. Right hand sliding insulin pens into his jacket pocket, while his left hand pretended to read labels on the shelf. Not his first time stealing. I could tell by how smooth he moved, how he knew exactly where the cameras were, or thought he did. My pharmacy had been getting hit twice a week for the past month. Always expensive medications, always the same MO. I'd installed new cameras last Wednesday. Hidden ones the thieves wouldn't expect. This guy didn't know he was being recorded from 4 different angles in perfect HD. I watched him from my office monitor, my finger hovering over the silent alarm button. He took 3 more insulin pens, each one worth $350 retail. Over $1,000 walking out my door in his jacket. Then he moved to the diabetic testing supplies, pocketing glucose monitors and test strip boxes. My insurance had already threatened to drop coverage if the theft didn't stop. One more major loss, and I'd be paying out of pocket for inventory I'd never see again. I hit the alarm and headed for the front, my heart pounding, but my steps steady. I'd confronted shoplifters before, knew the protocol, stay calm, block the exit, don't touch them, wait for police. He was almost at the door when I stepped in front of it. Sir, I need you to stop right there. He froze, his hand on the door handle. For a second, I thought he might run, but instead he just stood there, his shoulders starting to shake. Then he turned around, and I saw his face clearly for the first time. Mid-30s, unshaven, dark circles under bloodshot eyes, work boots covered in concrete dust. His hands were trembling as he slowly pulled the stolen items from his jacket pockets, one by one, setting them on the counter next to the register. I didn't say anything, just watched him unload over $1,500 worth of medication and supplies. The silence stretched out between us while I waited for him to finish. When his pockets were finally empty, he looked at me with this expression I'll never forget. Not angry, not defiant, just completely broken. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I'm so sorry. I know that doesn't mean anything, but I'm sorry." The police were 3 minutes out according to the dispatcher, but something about the way he said it made me pause. "Why?" I asked him, even though I knew I shouldn't engage. "Why are you stealing insulin? Do you have diabetes?" He shook his head, tears starting to run down his face now. "My daughter, she's 8, type 1 diabetes. Our insurance denied coverage 6 months ago. I've tried everything, sold my truck, borrowed from everyone I know. I work 3 jobs, but the insulin costs more than I make." He pulled out his phone with shaking hands and showed me a photo. A little girl with dark braids and a huge smile holding a stuffed elephant. "That's Emma." He said her name so softly I almost didn't hear it. "She's at home right now with a blood sugar of 380. I don't have money for her insulin this month. I already chose between her medication and our rent. We're getting evicted on Friday, but at least she'll be alive." Something in my chest cracked open hearing him say that. I'd been a pharmacist for 12 years, had seen people struggle with medication costs, but never like this. "Why did your insurance deny coverage?" I asked, trying to keep my voice professional even though my hands were starting to shake too. "They said it was a pre-existing condition that wasn't disclosed during enrollment, but we did disclose it. I have the paperwork. They just claim they never received it. I've spent 6 months fighting them, calling every day, filing appeals, talking to supervisors. Everyone says they'll look into it, and then nothing happens. Meanwhile, Emma's running out of insulin, and I'm watching her get sicker every day." He pulled a crumpled letter from his back pocket and handed it to me. It was from Unity Health Insurance, dated 4 weeks ago, denying his latest appeal. The reason given was incomplete medical documentation from the prescribing physician. I stared at that letter, my brain trying to process what I was reading. Then I looked at my computer screen, pulled up his daughter's profile in our system. Emma Whitlock, date of birth March 15th, diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 6. I scrolled through her medication history, seeing the regular insulin fills every month, then nothing for the past 6 months. My stomach dropped as I saw the claim rejection codes. Every single attempt to bill her insurance was denied with the same code E47 incomplete provider documentation. I clicked deeper into the system, pulling up the original prescription from Dr. Sarah Okonkwo at Riverside Pediatric Endocrinology. Everything looked correct. Proper diagnosis codes, detailed treatment plan, all the documentation an insurance company could possibly need. Then I saw it. The transmission error log from 6 months ago. Our pharmacy management system had failed to send the complete attachment with Dr. Okonkwo's detailed notes. Only the prescription itself went through, not the supporting documentation that proved medical necessity. A system glitch on our end, a technical failure that had been flagged in our error logs but never resolved because my part-time tech had been sick that week and I'd been drowning in a flu season rush. This little girl's insurance had been denied because of a transmission error from my system, because I hadn't followed up on a technical error that seemed minor at the time. I looked up at the man standing in front of me, this father who'd been driven to stealing because my pharmacy had failed his daughter. The police sirens were getting closer now, maybe a minute away. To see what I did next, click the link below or go on my channel.